Finished up a two-game swing against two very good basketball teams this past week, and fought hard at Western Kentucky. Came up a little bit short. Were able to get back in the game late with our pressure, and got it to 1-point game. They made free throws, as I told you guys before. They were 13 for 27 a couple of games ago, but against us, they seemed to do very well. They were 21-26 the second half. And we're able to make two free throws. We missed a three to tie the game. We out-rebounded Western Kentucky by 12. They're number one in the conference in rebounding margin. We were second. We out-rebounded 12. We make two more threes, and they do two more field goals. Yet we get outscored 9 at the free throw line. So that game, we lost at the free throw line, basically. Our defense was really good the second half. We gave 31% and did a nice job. We regrouped. Disappointing loss when we regrouped the next day. Made the 6-hour bus ride to Jonesboro, practiced, had dinner. Got up the next morning, had a great shooting practice, and came out with a very strong effort against Arkansas State. Fell behind in this game early, came right back and got the lead. It was a game of runs throughout. There were several swings and momentum runs for both sides. Felt like we were in good shape. In the middle of the second half, they hit back-to-back 4-point plays on us. We were trying to run them off the 3-point line. They're very good shooters. Melvin Johnson's third in the nation in 3-point field goal percentage, and he's 6 for 8 against us. So we were trying to press up on those guys and equal their 3-point shooting, which we did. We made 9, they made 9. We out-rebounded them again. And again, down the stretch, we were behind, made the plays we needed to make, the defensive stops, especially in the game. The last couple of possessions, we stopped them and were able to score down the stretch. We chose not to call a timeout, let Alfred have the ball in his hands. If it had gone a couple more seconds, I would have called timeout, but felt like that he was going to make a good decision there, and he certainly did. He's been shooting the ball better in practice. He's worked hard at it, and after making only 2 3-point shots, the first 16 games of league play, he turns around and makes 2 for 5 at Western, including a forced one to end the game, and then 2 for 4 in this ball game. So he's done a good job there and made a great play. Very excited locker room afterwards. Happy bus, happy flight the next day. Headed back to Lafayette. Now our focus is getting ready for the winter of the UT Arlington Monroe game on Friday night. We're excited to be back in New Orleans, playing in the tournament. We're excited to have a bye. We're playing good basketball. We've won 8 of 10 games with those 2 losses, being by 3 points, the number 1 and 2 team in our league. We were picked fourth to open the season. Tied for 4th, actually. We finished 3rd, and I think we've played really good basketball as of late, and I like our opportunity in this tournament. If things proceed to go well, if we can stay healthy and play good defense and rebound the ball, we'll have an opportunity to win and advance.
Given how close you've played, the better teams in the conference on the road, do you think being at a neutral site puts you as good as anyone else in the conference?
Well, it boils down to who plays the best, who gets the breaks. The 2 home games we played here, we didn't get some things that went in our favor. And the same thing in Georgia State and West Kentucky. So if we get the breaks, we feel like we'll be in good shape. And we have played everybody close. Dave and I talked on the radio this morning about that. He made a good point. And I've said this before, I don't know if you guys remember, but good teams in conference play, teams are going on the road, get beat by 20 and 25, and Virginia gets beat 35 in Tennessee. They win the ACC. I mean, it's college basketball. And this team has not done that. We've stayed close, so we do like our chances on the neutral court.
What have you seen as the growth in Belford's game from the beginning of this season to this point?
He just continues to rise to the challenges that we put in front of him. Tim, the other night, I asked him to get double-figure rebounds. He got 13. I said, we need a big rebound game. It's a game you can go get 10. He gets 13. I thought he battled, and he does what we asked. The game's coming at a good pace to him right now, and he's controlling the game when he needs to. He's taking over the game when he needs to. He did that in the last 2 games for us, and he gave us an opportunity to win it. But he's dialed in. He's defending better also. He knows that he has to play at a high level. We're going to cut down the nets in New Orleans.
Coach, obviously, that Saturday night's game with Arkansas State, Peyton's big shot was huge. But talk a little bit about Sean Long. He had a great game as well. Had some big blocks down there around the goal post in that game, and was able to stay in the game, not get too much foul trouble. Some big shots he hit as well.
Sean's played well for us consistently, BJ, over time, and had a great year. At Western Kentucky, he was bodied a little bit on his shot, and we didn't adjust to the officiating. And he and Brian Baumler shoot 3 for 18, and we lose that game by 3. I mean, that's a compliment to the other things that we did that night. And Sean wasn't his best in the first half against Arkansas State, but in the second half he really came out with fire in his eye, made some huge plays. And the play that he made, I told him on the sideline, that excited me the most was we were pressing in the middle of the second half in one of those runs, and he jumped in front of the guy on the wing, stole the ball, and went length of the floor and made lay over traffic. But for him to get that steal, that's an improvement there and growth. It's something we've been working on, and he time he got to it. So we've got to have him on the glass. We've got to have him as a force inside. He was also 8 for 9 from the free throw line against State.
The 3 above you, is it equal concern, or does anybody have any advantage, you think, over anybody else in the top 3?
3 above us.
Georgia State, Georgia State and Western Kentucky, and then if you break it off into 4, Arkansas State.
Is that, we have any concern?
Right. Of those 3, who gives you the most concern? Georgia State, Western Kentucky, Arkansas State.
UTA and Monroe.
But beyond that,
Well, if we get to that one, I mean, it'd be Western Kentucky, because that's who we play second. And that's a question that's easy to answer. We're going one game at a time.
who do you see
Just
as a
taking the
favorite
business
going
like
into this
approach.
tournament?
Louisiana Lafayette,
Why?
because I'm the coach. We got the best player in the league, Peyton.
Coach, you've alluded to it before, but this time of the season, so important. That locker room is strong that you have. The kids like each other, don't they?
Yeah, well, it's a very good locker room. Guys have supported each other, played well, they covered for each other all year. And as I said, it was a happy bus, happy flight back from Jonesboro to Memphis and back to Lafayette yesterday. And I like the character of our locker room and makeup, and they know what's at stake.
Among the 2 teams you could face, is there one you'd rather face
Yes.
between UTA and Monroe?
We swept UT Arlington in 2 ball games. Reader Dowden played the game here, and he fouled out in the game at Arlington and scored 11 points, and we were able to win that game. He's playing very well. He scored 37 the other night against Western Kentucky, and he's an all-conference player, so they've got a good team. We split with Monroe, lost the opener at Monroe in double overtime. And both teams pose different scenarios for us. We're just excited. Our guys will be ready. Coaches already have game plans in progress, and we'll finalize those tomorrow for both teams.
Is it important to have a conference tournament a couple hours away? I mean, as far as your chemistry this week?
It's exciting to be in New Orleans. There's no question that it's a little bit easier trip than Hot Springs, and we just came off the road for 2 games. I would definitely not want to go back to Arkansas for this tournament. We did have a guy foul out with 4 fouls, by the way, just so you know. How many minutes were left, man? 5, 6 minutes to go in the game. I mean, Xavier just hit a 3 and fouled him out on the 4th foul, so they apologized after the game. But we're excited to be headed to New Orleans. I think all the coaches are in our league. They're looking forward to it, and it was a good move for a lot of different reasons. For our conference office being there as well. It should be a good tournament. We're able to stay at home and practice here before we go, and that's an advantage also. And we want to challenge our crowd to come out. As I said last week, if we can take 25,000 people and fans to New Orleans for New Orleans, well, and hopefully we can take 3,000 to 5,000 fans this tournament this week. We're excited about our students. We've got buses that are headed out from here. We look forward to getting our students over there and trying trying to make as much of a home environment as we can.
How much do you think momentum can carry us as far as the 8 out of 10 kind of being positive?
Well, I think it's important. We're playing as good as anybody in the league, in my opinion. So if we continue to defend and rebound, we'll have an opportunity to advance.
Coach, you talked real quick about the way West Kentucky played against Sean, trying to be really physical with them. Seems that's been the case with Alfred as well. That schools have, teams have really, like Arkansas State, and every time he tried to drive the lane, they were crashing into that zone and being really, really physical with him. You don't expect anything different in the tournament this weekend.
No, we need to make shots, and certainly we know how Arlington has played us, we know how Monroe's played us, so we'll be ready for every one of those teams in their game plan. But that's been the MO of several teams against us, is to be physical, and if the game's not called closely, which we thought it was going to be earlier in the year, then it would be a difficult night sometimes for Alfred, especially, and Sean. Alfred, with that being said, we felt like we should shoot more free throws. I think he's 4th in the country in free throws attempted, so he's been beat up pretty good this season.
It seemed like maybe in that stretch 5 or 6 games ago, you had some more production from the other guys like Hayward and JJ maybe, and recently it's gone back to Alfred and Sean, I guess, aside from Sean's game at Western. But are you really maybe concerned with how much you're getting from the other guys at this point, or are you satisfied with that?
No, we've had enough to win. I mean, what else do we need to do? I think Xavier Rimmer shot the ball and scored in both these games, made big shots. Steven Rakowski makes a huge shot against Arkansas State, against Western Kentucky, makes one at Georgia State. These are in the last minute. We've had guys step up and make big plays. With that being said, Tom, I would like to have Casey Shepard, whose speed is 8.5 points a game, but we don't. So we're moving forward with what we have, and feel like that our guys have enough in the tank, and we have enough firepower. We lead the league in scoring, so I don't know what else we could have. We could be like Texas State and be sitting at home with 23 losses and say, but we've held every conference opponent below their scoring average. We lead the league in scoring defense, yeah, but you're last in scoring offense. And we're first in scoring offense, so we're going to give up a few more opportunities, so we're not going to be first in scoring defense. That's the way we look at it.
Bob, this is basically just a separate season, isn't it, for you? I mean, if you look at this tournament, it's a separate season just to get to the next level.
It is a new season. Everything, the slates are clean. We wanted to win the conference. We felt like we had an opportunity. We wanted to go undefeated at home. We felt like we had an opportunity to do that. We've done some great things, but it's now time to start over with the conference tournament. We got 3 games to win. We were hoping it would be 2, but 3's better than 4, as we stated last week.
To get 20 wins during the regular season, how significant is that for your program to get that 20th win?
Well, the guys were excited about it after the game. They talked about it immediately. We got in the locker room. I think it's something we felt like we were going to get. We were glad we got it the other day, which I guess you never know. Sometimes in basketball, or always, there's only one team that's able to have that happy bus after the last game. I was fortunate enough to do that once by winning a national championship. But it's disappointing when your season comes to a sudden end, and it always ends quicker than you imagine in our sport in tournament play. And that's tough. So the wins are harder to get as you get down the stretch and you get to 17, 18. It seems like they're harder to achieve. But we felt like we were going to win 20 all year. A couple of games out there on the table we'd like to take back. We can't do that. We've got to look forward as we did after the loss to Western Kentucky. And now we're looking forward to win number 21 on Friday night.
Is there kind of I know obviously you feel like you guys can win the whole thing, but is there like a part of your schedule that you could surprise, or maybe even, let me ask it a different way, do you think that there's a team that probably can knock off Florida State in turn before you guys make it to the championship?
Troy beat Georgia State, so I think they can do it. I think anybody can beat it. If you look 1 through 8, it's a good field. two teams fought to the end to get in the tournament, just like people are fighting for the second seed. So the third seed goes down to the last weekend, Chad. So I think we had a great league this year. I think the league's been tougher than in previous years. And you've got 8 good basketball teams, and it should be an exciting tournament. We've seen an exciting season. And teams that, there may be 2, 3, 4 teams are a little bit above the rest over time, but you get into a sudden death situation, and I think a lot of teams can come out on top.
How's your schedule for your, are you resting your guys the next few days, and when you start practicing again for?
Staying on the routine, Jeff, just like we always do. Today on Monday, we're off. We have an academic practice today at 3:30. We'll meet with our academic advisor and their tutors, their academic coaches over in the conference center, and try to get caught up. We missed a lot of class, especially with the ice. We missed some school period our whole university has, so we're trying to get caught up there, hoping we're going to miss some time next week. Also, so we're academic practice today. We'll get in the weight room tomorrow morning at 8:30, or 7:30, excuse me, and practice at 2:30, normal practice, and Wednesday, normal practice. And Thursday, we'll practice here, and we'll taper off a little bit and head to New Orleans.
Do you think it should be a two-bid league if the one seed doesn't win it?
It's not going to happen. I don't think it'll happen. What I've been told to him, I don't anticipate that. And the reason why, I don't know, if you look back at our conference, who has the best non-conference win in our league? And this is coming from the commissioner, mentioned this to me when he was here from South Alabama. I don't know who Georgia State beat. I think Louisiana Tech, and that RPI, they get the 1 seed in Conference USA. I believe they did. I think they're going to NIT if they don't win. So I think our win over Tech might be as good a win as our league had. So I think it boils down to the numbers situation. Their RPIs, I mean, where is Georgia State in the 80s? I don't know, 60s, 90s. That's not going to happen.
Any other questions?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.